I just got finished watching this, and I'm telling you, my stomach is turning. This black woman on here got to be the ultimate coon. I don't know where they dig this thing up from. It seems like the mainstream media got a whole stash of coons, and they don't even realize this is not how the average black person feels. What they do is they try to get the whitest thinking black person they could possibly find and put them on TV as if that's influencing the rest of us to feel that way. It's a big failure. It has never worked and it never will work. You are missing the mark big time. Now, Michael Eric Dyson, he can be a coon sometimes too, but in this particular case, he does okay. But this woman, oh man, let me go ahead and roll this video.
With what our president is doing as far as our economy, immigration, jobs.
Not what I'm talking about, though. Come on, let's stick on this. Let's stick on this issue that is about the morality of this country.
Sure.
All right, about that issue, your response is?
Well, I'll tell you this, that what's going on in the country, there's been a morality problem in the country for a long time. This didn't just come with the president, Donald J. Trump. And these people who are now being magnified in the media as if they are a core support of Donald Trump, it's not true. Donald Trump was put in office by people across the spectrum, different religions, people who are sick and tired of the politicians.
But is
living
it not
off the
further
backs of the
dividing
people,
us?
not
I take
keeping
your
their
point.
promises.
Brunel, I take your point that this has been a consistent problem in America. That's not the question. The question is the president unifying the country amid that? Is he said one word that did not further divide the country after Charlottesville?
Yes, I believe that he has said plenty of words that of no division. And basically what he said is what matters is the red, white, and blue. What matters is that
That's not what he said. That's not what he said, Professor.
He said that in his speeches.
It's just not what he said. I mean, facts matter. Facts matter. His words matter so much.
They do.
And his words, Professor, were both sides. On many sides.
Yes.
Both sides were to blame.
Well, of course. And this equivalency between white supremacists, bigots, neo-Nazis, and people who are protesting it is what the man said himself. So despite what Sister Brunel is trying to argue here, the president's own words condemn him. He has an inability to acknowledge his faults. Then he goes forward to deny what he did. And then when people like Ms. Brunel speak about it, they're complicit in the very mendacity, the very lying, the very inability to tell the truth that America is made of. And the man's words himself condemn him. And you're trying to talk about red, white, and blue when he was talking about white versus black. And he was talking about white supremacy and bigotry. He was talking about white supremacy and bigotry reinforcing the kind of hate that we see in this nation.
For now.
We are tired of the division. This nation wants to heal. All the races want to heal. The majority of us who love this country and the freedom that it stands for, we are tired of the bickering back and forth. The president said that there was problems on all sides. Imagine your fellow journalists had urine and feces thrown on top of them, and nobody's condemned that. No one said that, and that wasn't the white supremacists. That was Antifa.
Brunel, the white supremacists. Hold on.
All right,
Brunel.
Feces on
Brunel,
people.
no one is
So
defending.
let's
no one is defending throwing urine, etc. But there is a strong difference between people fighting for equality and people fighting for wiping out people off of this earth
they
and
all
out of this
weapons
country.
Down there, though.
That is,
you know
and,
that.
Brunel, Brunel,
both sides.
Who killed Heather Heyer? Who killed Heather Heyer?
Yes, somebody died, and I understand that. And of
who
course,
killed
I
Heather Heyer, a white supremacist
I believe that
and
there
sympathizer
I'm
murder
not saying that
Heather
that was
Heyer.
right.
Where is the equivalency in that?
I didn't say it was right.
Where's the
what I'm telling you
equivalency, though?
is
You're
They both were down there armed. They were armed. They didn't come to just protest. They came armed as well to counter protest. That's what I'm saying.
If Brunel, hold on, you've been talking, Brunel. If Brunel could be just as outraged at the kind of white supremacy bigotry that's manifest here as her own intemperate remarks in regard to trying to exaggerate what happened down there with a few. What about the routine excretion of feces rhetorically in tweets every morning about 5:30 in the morning? This president is incapable of restraint, of deferred gratification. We're talking about actual bombardment of rhetorical nastiness unleashed upon the American people. That's what this president does every day. The inability to acknowledge what he is doing, the inability to tell the truth about what's happening here, and your stunning inability to tell the truth fundamentally. You look like you're complicit in the very lying that's going on in this state.
Our children need jobs. They don't need you to race bait, sir. They need you to help them get jobs.
I want everyone to hear your argument.
Approach the president. Help the nation. You're not helping. You're race baiting.
I'm not race baiting at all.
They're dying out there.
Brunel.
They're dying. They need jobs.
Self-hatred.
They need jobs.
Brunel, how is the president helping in this right now? How is he helping in this right now?
What I'll tell you, he's got 1 million new jobs in the economy. He's busy working these NAFTA deals that our poor and middle class can have jobs.
As long as he brings jobs, he can be a bigot. As long as he brings jobs, he can be a racist. As long as he brings jobs, he can make an equivalency between morally reprehensible
Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton,
She's been talking. Wait a minute. She's been talking. I've been kind.
If you would let me finish, I'd like to complete my statement. When Donald Trump, before he ran for office, he was giving money to all these politicians, blacks, whites, all of them. He wasn't a racist then. He didn't become a racist until they knew that he was going to win that election when the American people stood up.
May I respond?
Let's let the professor respond.
Ask Al Sharpton,
ask
Reverend Jackson. All of these people will tell you he gave them money when nobody would give them money.
Brunel, your voices are very important for everyone to hear, so I want them to hear them. Professor, your response.
He was a race baiter when he was going after Barack Obama as an illegitimate citizen of the United States of America. He was a race baiter when he led the birther movement. He was a race baiter when he talked about Mexicans as rapists. Clinton. He was a race baiter when he talked about Muslims and Islamic people as being demonized. He was a race baiter from the very beginning. So the amplification of his bigotry is no surprise, but nonetheless disparaging and dispiriting. And if Brunel would wake up and smell the coffee that has no cream, she would see the unvarnished hatred that has been revealed.
Brunel, you just questioned the fact.
I hear the hatred in your voice.
Brunel, hold on.
Not at all.
Let me get my question. Let me get my question in there.
Intelligence with passion.
Let me get my
question. Dividing the nation.
Dropping bombs on you.
Guys,
hatred is dividing the nation, sir.
But I'm not going to continue this if you don't let me ask a question. Okay. Brunel, you just questioned a fact that the professor made, which is that President Trump, as civilian Trump, before he was a candidate, time and time again, with no basis in fact, questioned where President Obama was born and what religion he ascribed to. That is on President Trump and President Trump alone. You said Hillary Clinton. Back that up.
Yes, of course, we know the news came out that Hillary Clinton's camp started that birther. And it's unfortunate because it doesn't.
As you know, there was one.
That is true. And you can do the research.
Email question circulated years and years ago. I can play for you back to back the times the president went on the national media before he was running. And he said over and over again, something's up with that birth certificate. Where was he born? What religion is he? That's on President Trump, is it not?
Absolutely. The bigger topic is deeply entrenched in America. And you can be a black person reinforcing bigotry. The lesson we learned today, white supremacy has no preference for skin.
If I may respond. The bigotry and the hatred and the hypocrisy is on both sides. That's with the GOP as well as with the Democratic Party. It's so much anger and hatred and jealousy because this president actually stood up for the nation and won against elites who are used to living off the backs of the people. The hatred and the vitriol is this way because the Democratic Party didn't win. And so what I'm going to say is this. We have got to take our nation back. We've got to get rid of this hate and anger and unforgiveness.
Let me just ask Brunel a quick question. You said, hold on, you just said, Brunel, respectfully, you just said the hatred and the vitriol is this way because of the Democrats. Are you saying that the KKK and the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists went and carried out this horror that is a national tragedy in Charlottesville?
Or voted for Hillary
because of Democrats?
What I'm telling you is that the hatred and the vitriol of the white supremacists, that's been decades and decades. And it didn't just come about because Donald J. Trump became president.
That's not what we're saying.
They were marching and doing all of these things as well. They were doing this under the former
I am asking
president.
you about the way he responded,
She can't.
Brunel.
George,
Let me just, when you come out and you say that it is both sides, just like the president did, that is putting them on the same ground. That is saying that people that want individuals like you and the professor off this planet are on the same ground as those who are fighting against everything that stands for. Help our viewers understand that.
Okay. She can't. She has no words.
Understand that. Excuse me, sir. I've been.
You've been talking all along. I haven't even been able to get a word in edgewise. All I'm saying to you, you are the manifestation of the lethal intensity of the internalization of self-hatred.
You are
spoken loudly and amplified without regret.
You are a race baiter, sir, and our young people need jobs.
They don't need hate. They need you to go to the table, talk to the president, and help them get jobs. Ma'am, all I'm telling you, I'm teaching, writing, preaching. I got a lot of jobs.
They're in the morgue.
Brunel, Professor,
our young people need help.
You will both be
hatred manifest with lethal.
You will both.
All right, y'all. My stomach was turning listening to that woman, and her name was Brunel. Man, stay tuned. She'll be on Fox News soon. Oh my goodness. Coonism is just rampant in the Black community. And it's our fault for not dealing with the coons among us. We've let these people run amok, and they are now the voice of the Black community. And I don't want their voice. But see, this is what white America wants to see from a Black person. If you think this is influencing us, you failed. You get a big F. The bottom line is, nobody I have ever met in the Black community was influenced or touched by a coon you put on mainstream media, and it will never happen now. Please leave your comment and subscribe, and if you can donate to my channel, please do. Woo! That woman got to go.